Next, we're going to get a history lesson with Roxanne Crane out at the Canadian Museum of History. I'm here with Roxanne Crane, sales executive at the Canadian War Museum and the Canadian Museum of History. She's going to share with us today what having your wedding at a museum is all about.
Thank you so much, Rebecca, and thank you for coming to visit our museum.
This place is absolutely beautiful. What room are we in right now?
We're in our magnificent Grand Hall. It's our signature venue at the museum and also our largest venue here.
So there could be weddings right here,
Absolutely.
right with all these beautiful totem poles.
Yes, you're actually in an actual exhibit. So if you want to offer something really unique to your guests, this is probably one of the most unique places you can actually host a wedding.
I would assume, yeah,
Yes.
having a wedding in a museum, people that have their family from abroad coming here, they actually get to visit all of Canada being in one place.
Exactly. Right now, the Grand Hall showcases all the Aboriginal groups of the West Coast, but we have other exhibits that basically speak of the history of Canada from, the beginning of the first groups that came here all the way to the most recent factual what's happening today in Canada.
So Roxanne, can you give us a little history on the Canadian Museum of History?
This museum opened in 1989. It was opened under its original name, the Canadian Museum of Civilization. People still think of us as a Canadian Museum of Civilization. In 2014, it was changed to the Canadian Museum of History because we wanted to put an emphasis more on the history of Canada.
I recognize a statue that's behind you. Where would I have seen that?
This statue behind me, it's called the Haida Gwaii Salon. There's also the original model is in Victoria, BC. This is an actual model right here, but people might recognize it as being on the old $20 bills. And we actually have a boat outside, which is a tugboat. People my age can remember before the loonies, the $1 bill. There was a tugboat on the $1 bill, and that's actual tugboat. That's from the $1 bills.
So little gems hidden all over.
Yes, a lot of Canadian history right here at the History Museum.
So there's a lot of exhibits here in the museum that are stationed all the time.
We call them permanent exhibits, that's correct.
And then you have others that change out.
Yes, we have temporary exhibits that are more current, that we can have traveling exhibits from other countries. We also have more exhibits that can be a bit more fun. For example, we had a hockey exhibit this past year. We
That's
do
very
have,
Canadian.
yeah, we have an exhibit right now at Hot Wheels. We have an upcoming exhibit on DreamWorks, and the exhibits change, so they always can come and visit something new at the museum.
Always something to see that you haven't
Always
seen
something
before.
new. Yes, yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I've had some interesting love stories. I always curious to find out why people choose a museum. Some people decide to get married here because they had their first date here. One particular couple comes to mind where they were in high school and they had a visit and they shared their first kiss here. Some people had their graduation here where they started dating. So a lot of these fun stories, they decide to continue their love story here at the museum. So I think that's kind of cute.
That's wonderful. So
Yes.
not a location that all brides and grooms would think of,
Yeah.
but perhaps after this it's something that you might think of for your next event.